So,
Hi everybody, my name is Michael. I'm with the Skills Exchange Network, and I'm joined here with Vicky Conley from Market for Mobile, and we're going to do a brief demonstration on how to use the Skills Exchange Network to deliver an online course. So while I get my screen share available, make that ready, I'll just pass you over to Vicky for a moment. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Michael, and I'm excited to get started on this. I know we've talked about it a little bit on how you can use the discussion board area to create an online training course. So I have my Hangout Basics course that I'm in the process of getting put together. I'm probably only about a couple weeks away from getting it started. So I'm interested in seeing how we can set it up through the Skills Exchange Network, and looking forward to learning how to do this and teaching everybody while you're teaching me.
Cool. Well, I've got my screen share available now. Before I go to the Skills Exchange and show people how we're delivering Hangout Basics through the Skills Exchange, I just want to remind everybody over on Facebook that if they are looking at the Facebook page and the video is running, but the questions and answers box is not available, just hit the refresh button, and then you'll be able to ask questions live through the event on Facebook. Of course, we're taking questions live as well on the event page on Facebook, on Google, and we're also tracking the hashtag hosted hangouts for anybody that wants to ask us a question over on Twitter. So very quickly, I'm just going to switch over, if I press the right button, switch over to the Skills Exchange Network. And you should be seeing my screen now, and you should be looking at the Skills Exchange Network. And I've got my friendly crash test dummy there, John Smith. I'm just going to log in with my account. This is a standard account with a subscription applied to it, so it has access to the Skills Exchange discussion area. And this is something that Vicky and I were discussing. We actually did a video demonstration of this some time ago, and we're going to cover it again this evening briefly. And you'll see we have... Sorry, go on, Vicky.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay, not a problem. We've got three basic areas. We've got a main discussions board. Now, this is actually open to anybody. You don't have to have a subscription to use this. All you have to do is register an account. If you register using Facebook Connect, it's 2 clicks. That's it, and you're registered. And then you can come into the discussions board and start or participate in discussions there. We also have a private area for subscribers, which is the Skills Exchange area. And this is where anybody who's a subscriber to the network can actually engage in a conversation there. We can create categories specific for people as well. And we have a private projects area as well. Again, this is for the subscribers. And typically it will be for people like business coaches or life coaches who want to discuss things in private with people and don't even want non-registered, registered or subscribed users to be able to view that content. We actually have a private projects area running now, but as you can see, it's not available. You can't view it. Even I can't view it. And that's so that people can have a private conversation about whatever they choose. For the online courses, we have a separate area here. And again, this is open to anybody who is registered. You don't need a subscription to access this area, and we want to make it as open as possible. And you'll see we have an area here dedicated to Hangout Basics. So anybody who registers for the Hangout Basics course can use the Skills Exchange to discuss that with people.
Okay. And going back to the private projects, they do have to have a Skills Exchange Network paid membership in order to access the private projects, right? Or any of the Skills Exchange Network boards.
Yeah, other than the main discussions area at the top, all the other areas, sorry, there's 2 areas that don't need a subscription. The main discussion area at the top and the courses at the bottom. Everything in between requires a subscription. And the reason why we've left those areas open is purely to allow people who want to get to know what the skills exchange is about to engage in a conversation. Or if, for example, somebody signs up for a course, then they might want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to have to ask them or insist that they subscribe in order to gain access. I'll just go over and I'll show that area now.
Okay.
Skills exchange. Okay, right. If I go here to courses and I select the Hangout Basics course, you'll see here we've got a page dedicated to the Hangouts Basics course. And anybody can come here and put their name and their email address in and register for free. They don't even have to log into the website to do that. Once they're registered, our system sends them an email and it confirms the registration. It's what's referred to in the trade lovingly as a double opt-in. So we then know that anybody on the mailing list, A, has actually requested the information, wants to be a part of that course, and B, that they've confirmed that because they receive an email. Once they've registered, they will be asked if they want to use the discussions area, and they will be told that they can use this discussions area. All they need to do is register an account. And to register an account, all you have to do is click Facebook login if you want to use the Facebook option, or you create an account. And if you create an account, it will just ask you to create a user account with a username and password, etc. And then you can start having a discussion in the discussions boards regarding the course itself.
Okay, so is that an email that I generate, or is that an email that my mailing system generates, or is that an email that the Skills Exchange Network system generates?
What happens when somebody registers is the Skills Exchange sends out an automated email and it says, did you actually request this course? Can you confirm that? And then they will click a link in there that confirms that they actually requested the course information. For example, with the Jump into Joomla course, if somebody registers for that, they get an email that confirms the subscription. When the subscription is confirmed, they get another email with the course syllabus attached. So
okay,
that they
that's where I was getting at. So we talked earlier before we got on that I have a document that I want to give it to everyone that at least subscribe or that at least is interested in learning more. And I've got some tips and tricks on how to get started with Hangouts and some links to sites on where they can connect with me through social media. And so I want to give that away. And it's in a PDF form. So is that something that I can attach to this email?
Yep. All you have to do is you send us the copy of the email in HTML format, so in like a web page format. We then create the email, attach the document to the email, and if somebody registers, we send the email to them. It's sent to them automatically. If then at a later stage you want to send a further email, very simple. You send us the attachment, the email that you want to send in HTML format. We put that into the system and we send it out to the users. Now, one other thing that we haven't discussed is because it's your course, you'll notice when I looked at your page, it said subscribed users 1, but it didn't list the person. Or it shouldn't have, because it's not my course, it's yours.
Okay.
But if you log in fact, I think it might do. I think I may have added myself to the viewers list on that. If you log in to that page, you log into the Skills Exchange Network and you look at that page, you don't need back-end access to find this. We've actually written some code that at the top of the page, it lists everybody that's registered for the course.
Okay.
So you then actually have access to these people's email addresses and the names.
Okay.
Obviously, if you want that in Excel format or CSV format, we can pull the information and pass it to you. That's not difficult.
Okay, so that way it would be easy to upload into my autoresponder account then. And they've already double opted in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is the beauty of it. We're managing we're managing the sign up, the registration, the opt-in, the confirmation, the double opt-in. By the time you get that email address of the subscriber, they will have, number one, registered, number two, opted in, double opted in, and number three, received a syllabus for the course. So you know that that's a confirmed buyer, if you like, or a confirmed student for the course.
Okay.
And at that point, we can either step back and close the page down and you can deliver the course using any method you choose, or if you want to, which is what we would prefer as well, you deliver the course through the skills exchange. And we were discussing this with people offline last week and the week before. We have some people that want to deliver courses but want to deliver them in private, and that's not difficult because with the skills exchange, what we can say to people is, if they're registered for a course, we can email them and say to them, can you please register on the website and then look at this page? And we create a page with the course embedded within it. The only people that will be able to view that will be the people that have registered for the course.
Okay. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I did think of another question.
Sure.
Okay, since the course area is in the public section, does that mean that in order to create a course, anyone can create a course, or is it only available for the paid Skills Exchange Network members to create a course?
Okay, it's a good question actually. Generally speaking, the people that want to deliver a course through the Skills Exchange will already have a subscription. It's not necessary. However, if you don't have a subscription, you can't deliver the course because you can't create a Hangout through the system to deliver the course.
Okay. But if they were delivering it through their own membership site, would they be able to set up the basic?
They can do. It's not difficult to do. Yeah.
So that is something that would be part of the free membership also. But of course, we want people to see how cool it is to use the Hangouts and hosted Hangouts and get their account.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons as well is I don't mind if people want to put a lead capture system on the Skills Exchange, which is basically what this is, where people register for a course and then take those clients away. You know, I'm more than happy if they do that, but I would prefer they didn't. And the main reason why is because we make it easy for them to deliver the course. We can embed the course within a private page. And you mentioned as well, sorry Vicky, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, and you have a great affiliate program too, that why wouldn't they want to promote the Skills Exchange Network, and they could promote their affiliate link too, while there's still affiliate links available.
Mm-hmm. One other thing as well is you mentioned that the course discussion area in the discussions board is open to anyone. One of the other things that I discussed with somebody about a week ago was if, for example, somebody registers for a course on the Skills Exchange Network, let's say it's the Hangout Basics course, and they register, and then you have a private, you want to have a private discussion with these people through the Skills Exchange, all we need to do is change the options on the discussions board to private, and all of a sudden that board disappears, or people can view it but they will not be able to participate. And then we take everybody that's registered for the course, move them over to a separate group within the Skills Exchange so that you and they can have a private discussion, and you can discuss the course details, exchange documents and information.
So, you know, I plan on offering my course on my own membership site, but I can see the advantages of offering it on the Skills Exchange, because that could be an additional bonus that Skills Exchange Network members will receive by being able to participate in, say, you know, a special live hangout, you know, once a month or something like that. And that would be a reason, a really good reason for, there we go, for the affiliate to promote the Skills Exchange Network.
I've actually just realised I made a mistake on the event page as well. Carol's posted saying she can't see the YouTube link, and I know why she can't. I forgot. I started the Hangout as my own profile, and I should have started it under the Skills Exchange business page. So there's
Oh,
a tip to everybody running Hangouts.
okay.
Remember to start the Hangout as the page if you want it to go to the page's YouTube channel. But it's not a problem. I can update that link quite easily. But going back to your question regarding delivering the course through and the value, yeah, I can see there's plenty of people out there that already have their own lead capture system. So they won't be using the skills exchange to actually capture the leads, but they can still use the skills exchange to physically deliver the course. There
Hmm.
will be plenty of people out there that have the facility to deliver courses but don't have a lead capture system. So we can do one or the other, or we can even do both. One of the things that I don't think any of these people will have, or very few of them will have, is the ability to have a public discussion that can be turned into a private discussion very easily.
Hmm.
And in effect, it's the same thing that I've said many times before. In effect, what's happening is that the subscribers to the channel, to the Skills Exchange, are gaining access to code and systems that are beyond the reach of most people financially, because it could cost thousands of dollars to set up a system like this. And we're trying to make it as easy as possible, but it is a big system. There's the discussions area, the blog area, the Hangouts area, and all of these can either be used independently or together.
Yeah, and Hangouts are pretty big right now. A lot of marketers are getting involved in using Hangouts, and I was talking with a girl the other day, and she made the comment that Hangouts are the hottest topic right now this month in
Mm-hmm.
the social media circles.
Yeah, Carol's got another question over on the YouTube on the, excuse me, I keep getting mixed up with all these channels, on the Google event page. What if somebody doesn't know how to send an email in HTML format? Do you know what? No problem. Send us it in text, and we can send it out in text, or we can pre-format it. It's not really that difficult. You won't get any of the other fancy additional bells and whistles that you'll get if you can format a HTML document. But if you can write a web page, a basic web page for WordPress, for example, or Joomla, or any website, it doesn't really matter. You can create a newsletter. I think a lot of people out there think that newsletters are difficult to create. They're not. You don't have to have something really special and jazzy and full of bells and whistles. In fact, sometimes less bells and whistles are even better, because it passes under the radar and it's not treated as spam. For example, when I send out emails, I try to make the number of images that are embedded in the email very few, if any. I try to keep the number of links within the email, so little things like click here to view this, click here to view that. I try and keep those to a minimum as well. And by doing all these things, my emails are not treated as spam. One of the other things that we've done on a server level, not on the skills exchange itself, but actually on the server, is implemented some software that verifies the email before it's even sent to you, so that when your server receives it, it should know that that email is coming from a trusted source. And I won't get into the technical details because it's quite complex, but the bottom line is that we send something in the region of 5 to 10,000 emails a month, and that's only going to go up. Something I'm going to touch on just before we close this video. And I've worked quite hard with the server administrators to make sure that the server doesn't get blacklisted, the domain doesn't get blacklisted, because we are sending out, not a huge amount of emails, not 50 or 100,000, quarter of a million, thousand emails a month, but we are still sending a significant number. We're sending around 5 to 10,000 emails a month, every month. So we need to make sure that that system works nicely.
Okay, and I remember now that I was supposed to get you that HTTP format email, and I have not done that yet. So I took notes. I'm going to put few images and few links. And if somebody doesn't know how to create that, I'm sure that you can Google that on, or use the YouTube search engines and just how to create an HTML email, and you could probably find a 2-minute video showing you how to do that. I'm sure there's free tools out there that'll, they
Oh,
can
there
use
is.
for HTML editing.
Yeah, I mean, 18 years ago, I was developing websites using Microsoft Word. It's
Yeah,
that easy. You can
yeah.
actually write a document in Word, make it nice and however you want it. Try
Hmm.
not to embed images though, because what Word does is it creates a separate folder for all the images.
Okay.
But if you want to format the email and color the text, etc., and make the headings bigger or smaller, do that in Word and then just click Save As HTML and then
Hmm.
pass the HTML to us. Bingo,
Okay.
it's done.
And,
Um,
and I'm sure a lot of our viewers probably already know how to do a basic WordPress website. If
I would hope so.
yeah, some of them should know how to do that already. So just create your document and then go to the HTML version and copy it,
Hmm.
paste it
Yeah,
into an email, and shoot it off to the Skills Exchange Network.
yeah. So coming back and just kind of rounding up, if you like,
Okay.
we've got two courses at the moment running on the Skills Exchange. We have the Jump into Joomla course, which I'm delivering myself, and we've got the Hangout Basics, which is being delivered by Vicky. And at a very basic level, to make it nice and easy for people, all you have to do is register. Name, email address, everything else is taken care of. For the people delivering the course, all I actually need from them is content, because I don't know about the course that you're delivering. Vicky and I have talked at length, and although I'm technical and I can develop wonderful spangly tools, I don't actually want to get get into the elements of delivering the training for Hangouts, for example. I'm probably quite competent using Hangouts, but to train somebody is a different thing, and it takes a different skill set. So
Hmm.
that's where people like you and Carol, who's in looking at the event, come in. And I prefer it that way, because then
Hmm.
people don't see me as a trainer; they see me as a developer, which is what I am. So if you want to develop a course and deliver it through the Skills Exchange, all we actually need is an image, which would be nice, a nice little strapline image at the top, some text to talk to people about the course. If you want to put course pricing on there, you can do. If you don't, you don't have to. We don't insist. It's your course. You know how to deliver it. If then you want to send these people a syllabus, which is something I would suggest, and we're doing that with Jump into Joomla, we give them I think it's a 1-page document that just lists everything that we're going to cover in the course, and it's a 10-week course if I remember. And then after that, we can then send them another email saying, right, the course is going to be delivered on such and such a date. Here's the price. Here's how you can subscribe. And there's something else we can help people with as well. If you do not have a subscription system to get people to subscribe to a course, we can actually take, excuse me, we can actually take and manage the subscriptions for you. That would indicate that you're going to deliver the course through the Skills Exchange, though. So we would hope that that's what's going to happen at that stage. Then later, when you're ready to deliver the course, again, I would anticipate that the majority of the people using this will already be familiar with Hangouts. If they're not familiar with Hangouts, well, guess what? We've got the Hangouts Basics course there for people. And
Right,
if
right.
they need help at a technical level, I'm there to help them. So they actually have access to all the tools they need to deliver a course. And the one thing we haven't touched on, Vicky, is the physical limit of how many people can view a course that's delivered using a Hangout. Do you want to tell?
Well, it's maybe a couple million,
Yeah.
however many people that can watch the video.
It's one of the best parts for me of using Google Hangouts. I know a lot of people, and I have a lot of customers in the web design trade, and every now and again I'll have a conversation with somebody and they'll say, oh, well, I'm using this system or I'm using that one and it's really good, but I'm limited to say 100 people or 500 people. And I just put my head in my hands and I say, well, why aren't you using Hangouts? But
Right.
they don't know what Hangouts are. And that's the beauty of it. They don't need to know what Hangouts are. They can deliver the course without even knowing what a Hangout is. And then when they need the training, they can come to you. They can set the Hangout up. They can get some basic training, get to learn how to use the tools. And I don't know, Vicky. You can tell me because you've certainly trained more people on Hangouts than I have because I don't get involved in the training. But I would think that anybody who you show a Hangout to as a prospective tool for delivering training, for example, I would guess that they all like it and they want to do more.
Oh yes, yes. And in fact, well, I didn't. I talked to someone today, not about a training event, but someone that's doing a live event locally, and I was just going over the spiel of what Hangouts can do, and she was totally blown away. She's just like, "Oh my God, I'm so mad at myself for not learning this earlier."
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so that kind of wraps us up now. We wanted to keep this to about 25-30 minutes, and we're on the button, which is great. One thing that I wanted to touch on, but I'm not going to give too many details on, is that, as we've always said all the way along, the Skills Exchange Network is a modular system. One of those modules is the Hosted Hangouts facility, which is what we've called it. And we called it that for a reason. Because in effect, what it does is host a Google Hangout. And we've been listening to people while we've been developing this and working with people. And one of the things that has come back is that Google Hangouts, as we've just said, they're a spectacular tool, but they can be quite difficult for people to learn how to use. And I don't want people to get bogged down with the technical. I want them to be able to click a couple of buttons and just say, I want a Hangout, I want to call it this, and I want to have it on this date at this time using this time zone. And that's it. Thank you very much. Can I have my Hangout? Click a button, launch, and that's it. And that's what we've actually done. We've taken, although the Skills Exchange works and works very well, we're taking the best elements of that and moving it across to another site that's currently in development. And we're going to give the people the ability to stream a live Hangout into Facebook, into Google, of course, and into their own website, all with a live Q&A system. And in addition, we're going to provide them with a facility where they do not even need to create a Google event. We'll manage everything for them, and they can even invite people directly through our system. Because one of the frustrations I have, and I know many other people have, is that the Google Events system, while being great, can be quite cumbersome. And we're developing a system where you simply copy and paste a whole bunch of email addresses in and invite people to the event, either as participants in the film strip at the bottom or as viewers. So watch this space and keep an eye out on the hashtag hosted hangouts. Something will be coming in the next few days.
all right, sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Michael. I'm putting it on my to-do list to get you an HTML formatted email by the end of the day.
Okay, cool. No, that's fantastic. Thanks very much for your time, Vicky.
Okay, thank
And
you.
thanks to everybody that's been watching. Bye bye.
Bye.